Yo, what's up, Diamond family? It's your man Vivi, and welcome back to the VVS Academy. As you guys know, I'm here every week dropping off gems, teaching you to record and mix your music better. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Look, man, I got a really crazy video for you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you guys exactly why your vocals don't fit inside the beat. It's really the number one complaint I hear. I get emails, I get DMs, I get people commenting, how do I get my vocals to sit inside the beat? So I'm going to show you guys right now exactly what you need to do. So look, I'm not even going to overtalk it. I'm going to play back the rough track now, let you hear where we're starting from, and show you how we got here. Let's get it.
Push you away, harder to keep my emotions at bay. The love of my life got a kid on the way. I traded a one for some kitty to play with. Shawty from Houston said I'm in the way. It's hard to accept what I never can change. My last one had told me that I was to blame.
Cool. So as you can hear, the song already sounds good. It sounds, loud. It sounds balanced. It sounds clear. And that's what happens when you do the main thing right, which is record your vocals well. A lot of times we want to jump in, and even if you take my balance course, that course is assuming that you've recorded your vocals really, really well. That's why I give you the option to get the audio files and use the high quality audio files while you're learning the technique. So look, if you need to learn how to balance your vocals and beat, yo, what's up, Diamond family? It's Vivi. Look, are you still struggling to get your mixes to sound professional? You fighting to get the vocals to sit inside the beat? Or maybe you're just tired of spending hours and hours on mixes just to end up nowhere. Let me fix that for you. This course is about to take all of the guesswork out of setting your levels, balancing your vocals in your beat, and getting your vocals to sit inside the mix. It's also going to help you out with loudness and help you to get an overall better balanced and more professional sound. All right, so look, if that's what you need, click down below. Go ahead and take this course. It's absolutely free, and I know it's going to change the game for you. Remember, stay humble, make diamonds only. Peace. Before you get there, you need to know this step. So the number one reason your vocals are not sitting inside the beat, you're just not recording them right. That's your biggest issue. You're not recording the vocals correctly. Either you're recording them too loud or you're recording them too low. And I'm going to show you guys the benefits and the drawbacks of each. So right here, we got a nice solid recording. Even if you zoom in, you can see there's not a whole lot of variation in the waveforms, which means that one, we set our mic up correctly, meaning that our gain on our preamp was correct, our distance from the mic was correct, our height and everything was right so that we could capture this vocal as cleanly as possible. Also, I track with compression on the way in. That's just a safeguard. We're only doing like 3 dB of gain reduction, so you don't even really hear it most of the time. It's really just there, so if he gets super loud, we don't lose a great take because the artist in the booth got too excited, right? So what are we shooting for when we record? Let's go over to the mixer window and I'll show you guys exactly what we're looking for. So if you look right here at our lead vocal bus, this is where all of our lead vocals are going to feed to. So let's watch this.
Why do I leave when I want you to stay? Why do I promise that I'm gonna change? Maybe it's easy to push you away, harder to keep my emotions at bay. The love of my life got a kid on the way. I traded a one for some kitty to play with. Shawty from Houston said I'm in the way. It's hard to accept what I never can change.
And so if you look at what I'm circling, this is the peak. This is like the loudest signal that's going to come through. This is the loudest point that our vocals reach. And so I preach to try to hit your vocals to average around -10, but if it goes over a little bit, that's fine. That just means the loudest thing he said went over 10, but most of the vocal is going to stay in the same range. Watch this again. See how there's not a whole lot of variation in the movement of the fader.
Why do I leave when I want you to stay? Why do I promise that I'm gonna change? Maybe it's easy to push you away, harder to keep my emotions at bay. The love of
So you can see the vocal, the signal stays in this, 10 to 7, like it stays right in this general, area. Now it does dip down when he takes a breath or like there's a pause in between, the words or whatever. But when he's speaking, it stays in the same area. That is great. That's going to give us what we need when it comes to balancing out the vocals and the beat. Because if our signal is too dynamic, meaning that we've got too many peaks and too many valleys, too many quiet parts and too many loud parts, it's not a consistent signal. We're going to have a very tough time getting it to compare or compete against the beat, right? So the number one thing you want to do is make sure that you're recording your vocals to the correct level. Now, the next thing you have to do, obviously, is turn down the beat. This beat, we've turned it down not too much, 7.6 dB, which I mean I guess could be a lot. It depends on how loud you start, but you want to make sure that you turn the beat down, because if we don't, let's just bypass this and keep the beat at 0 dB, as loud as it was produced.
Why do I leave when I want you to stay? Why do I promise that I'm gonna change? Maybe it's easy to push you away, harder to keep my emotions at bay.
So now the vocals are getting buried, right? The beat is super loud and super bassy and boomy, but the vocals are getting covered up. And so the only thing that we can do, if we're not going to turn the beat down, we got to try to turn the vocals up, which is going to make us break rule number 1. We're not going to keep our vocals in that 10 dB range. So we have to ensure that our beat is low enough to support our vocals hitting in that range. Now, if you go ahead and check out the free balance course down below, it's going to give you specific numbers that you should aim for with your beat, specific numbers you should aim for with your vocals. And those things are, like I said, they're right down below, but you want to make sure that you're recording a consistent and strong vocal first. All right. Now, we've covered that. We've covered turning down the beat. We've covered recording the vocals really well. The third thing I can tell you guys why your vocals is probably not sitting inside the beat is that you're just not using the right microphone. And if you're not sure which mic you should use, check out my video. I'll link it below. I just dropped it about what's the best vocal mic for rap vocals. And you might not know, and it might surprise you because it's different for each artist and every application. So look, man, we turned down the beat, we've recorded it well, we've chosen the right mic to record with, which means we're not getting a crazy amount of background noise. Our signal is getting picked up as strong and cleanly as we need it to, without distortion and without being, too quiet for us to really work with. Our signal to noise ratio is good. All of that is great. Once we've got those things done, it's so easy to balance out your vocals and your beat. I tell artists all the time, when I start recording a video, and I'm showing you guys, I'm just turning this beat back down, so we're about to play it back. But when I'm showing you guys the starting point for this mix, I haven't touched it since recording it. So one, we just use a really, high quality template. You can check out my free template down below as well. Record into a really good template. And if you record well, make sure you turn your beat down and you choose the right mic. Your song is going to sound like this before you even start to add any compression, before you start to add any EQs, before you start to add any extra effects. Because if you listen, the song is pretty dry right now. Like the sends and things are already set up, but listen to how little they're affecting the vocal.
Why do I leave when I want you to stay? Why do I promise that I'm gonna change? Maybe it's easy to push you away, harder to keep my emotions at bay. The love of my life got a kid on the way, I traded away.
Right? So as you can hear, you can hear the echoes and stuff trail off when we cut the beat, but there's not a whole lot going on. It's just really well recorded, really well balanced. And those are the two major things that are gonna make your vocals sit inside the beat and make your song sound professional. If you record them well, you balance them well after you record them, you're going to be money. It's going to be so easy to get that professional industry quality sound that you're looking for. Look, man, these are the tips that I'm giving you guys week in and week out. And if you need a little bit more help, drop me a line down below. My name is Vivi and I'm here for you. Remember, stay humble, McDonald's only. Peace.
Why do I leave when I want you to stay? Why do I promise that I'm gonna change? Maybe it's easy to push you away, harder to keep my emotions at bay. The love of my life got a kid on the way, I traded a one for some kitty to play with. Shawty from